Hey everyone, welcome back to the Side Hustle Weekend podcast. My name is Ankit, and I'm the founder of Thrillverse Media and author of over 20 best-selling fiction novels. I started the Side Hustle Weekend podcast after noticing something very powerful. People with multiple income streams weren't just surviving tough times, they were thriving through them. So in the Side Hustle Weekend podcast, the focus is on side hustle, AI, passive income, solopreneurship, and making money online. But first, meet your AI hosts for today, Sarah Mitchell and Alex Parker. In each episode, they dive into exciting new opportunities in the world of side hustles, AI, productivity, solopreneurship, and passive income. So grab your coffee, take some notes, and let's talk about making money smarter, not harder. Also, before we start, hit that like button, share, and subscribe to join our Weekend Hustlers community. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our episodes where we break down more side hustle strategies. Over to you, Sarah and Alex, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the podcast.
All right, so have you ever dreamed of ditching that 9 to 5, just like making your side hustle your main gig?
It's the dream, right?
Well, today we're going to dive deep into 2 entrepreneurs who actually did it.
Oh, love it.
Alex Hormozy and Tori Gerbig.
Awesome.
They've shared their stories on YouTube.
Okay.
And we've got those videos queued up.
I'm ready.
Ready to analyze.
I love this.
So what I think is really intriguing is
they
took really different paths.
Totally. And I think that's why this is so interesting, for our listener, because
for sure.
It's not a one-size-fits-all
Right.
recipe for success.
We've got Alex who methodically built his fitness empire step by step.
Okay.
And then there's Tori who rode this viral trend
Oh, wow.
to launch her fashion brand, Pink Lily.
Nice.
So we're going to unpack their strategies,
Love it.
the challenges they faced, and what we can all learn from their experiences.
Yeah. And I think what you're going to find really fascinating is that even though their approaches were so different, there are these surprisingly common threads that lead them both to success.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
So let's start with something that Alex emphasizes right off the bat.
Okay.
Financial security.
Ah, yes.
He is a big believer in having a solid financial cushion
Makes sense.
before even thinking about quitting your day job.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you think about it,
Yeah.
having that safety net allows you to experiment and take risks and weather those inevitable storms that come with starting a business,
That's right.
without that pressure of needing to make ends meet immediately.
Yeah, and he actually saved up $50,000 over 2 years while earning $50,000 a year.
Wow.
So that's serious financial discipline.
That's intense.
What do you think was going on there?
Well, it probably involved a lot of budgeting, maybe even some side hustles
Right.
to supplement his income. But it really highlights the commitment and the resourcefulness that's often required to build that financial foundation.
Now, Tori Gerbig, she seemed a bit more comfortable with risk,
Okay.
starting with a smaller emergency fund.
Interesting. Yeah. And her situation was unique.
Okay.
Her side hustle was already making more than her corporate job before she quit.
Wow.
So that existing momentum and validation probably played a role in her decision.
So it seems like there's a key takeaway here already.
Yeah.
Finding that balance between
Okay.
financial preparedness
Yes.
and the momentum of your side hustle.
It's about knowing yourself and knowing your risk tolerance and making informed decisions based on your circumstances.
Okay, so you've got your finances in order.
Right.
You're feeling an entrepreneurial itch.
Uh-huh.
What's next?
Let's do it.
Alex calls this phase matching income and testing viability.
Ooh, I like that.
This is where things get interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
So he had this really unconventional side hustle, this fitness and nutrition program that he initially framed as a charity project for his friends.
What? Okay.
That sounds counterintuitive, but actually it's
Drink.
kind of brilliant. Explain that one.
Okay, well, think about it.
Yeah.
He was building a customer base. He was honing his skills. He was getting feedback on his offering,
Yeah.
but in a low-pressure environment.
Yeah.
It's a masterclass in validating your idea
Uh-huh.
without the pressure of needing to generate immediate profit.
So it's almost like a soft launch, but under this guise of charity.
Totally. He was able to refine his program, build relationships,
Yeah.
and gain valuable experience before officially launching his business.
Wow.
Super smart.
What about Tori? Was she doing something similar?
Well, she was already selling clothes online through eBay
Okay.
and Facebook groups.
Gotcha.
And the fact that she was out earning her 9 to 5 before quitting
Yeah.
speaks volumes.
For sure.
She had clear evidence that her idea was viable and that it could be sustainable.
So both of them, in their own ways, were really focused on validating their ideas
Yes.
and proving that they could actually generate revenue before going all in.
It's about reducing that risk and gaining confidence in your model.
Okay, so they've got their finances somewhat in order.
Right.
They've tested their ideas.
Mm-hmm.
What triggers that leap of faith?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, when do you know?
When do you know?
When to go all in?
Yeah.
Well, Alex points to the moment that he decided to ask his charity clients to start paying.
Oh, wow.
It was a pivotal moment for him because it validated that people were willing to pay for his services.
So it's one thing to have your friends and family supporting you,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to have paying customers.
Yeah, you gotta see that money.
Yeah, who are actually invested.
Exactly. And that's where the rubber meets the road.
Yes.
You need to prove that your side hustle can generate consistent income,
Okay.
not just a one-time spike in sales.
And what about Tori? Did she have a similar, aha moment?
You know, for Tori, it seems to have been more about consistently hitting
Okay.
and exceeding these ambitious sales goals.
Gotcha.
It wasn't just selling a few items here and there.
Right.
She was demonstrating that there was real demand
Okay.
and she could consistently generate revenue.
So both of them, despite their different approaches, reached a point where they had tangible proof
Yeah.
that their side hustles could be sustainable businesses.
And that's crucial because demonstrating that your side hustle can replace your job income
Right.
gives you the confidence to make that jump,
Yeah.
knowing you can support yourself financially.
But it wasn't just about the money for Alex, was it?
No, it wasn't.
He also took some pretty drastic steps
He did.
to minimize his risk during the transition.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
He talks about moving in with a gym buddy
Oh, wow.
to reduce his living expenses.
That's commitment.
I know it sounds extreme,
Yeah.
but it was a strategic move
Totally.
to free up resources
Absolutely.
and minimize that financial burden.
Sure. Yeah. It's a testament to his commitment and his understanding that managing your overhead is just as important as generating revenue.
Especially in those early stages.
Especially in the early stages.
I can already see how this is going to resonate with our listener.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about the big idea.
Right.
It's about the nitty-gritty details of managing your finances and your time.
Absolutely. And speaking of time,
Oh, yeah.
we're going to need to take a break here.
Okay.
But when we come back, we'll dive deeper into how both Alex and Tori approached choosing the right side hustle and maximizing their time and resources.
All right. Sounds good.
Can't wait.
See you in a few.
Awesome.
Okay. So we've talked about the importance of financial security
Right.
and validating your business idea.
Uh-huh.
But how do you actually choose the right side hustle in the first place?
Right.
There are so many options out there.
I know it can be overwhelming.
It can feel overwhelming,
Yeah.
but both Alex and Tori offer some really practical advice
Okay.
based on their own experiences.
I like.
Alex, for example,
Yeah.
is a big proponent of leveraging your existing skills.
Okay.
He believes that starting with something you're already good at
Makes sense.
can give you a significant advantage.
You're sure.
It's like building on a solid foundation
Yes.
rather than starting from scratch.
Exactly.
And he even suggests starting as a contractor or freelancer first.
Okay.
This allows you to gain experience,
Yeah.
build your network, learn the ropes of running a business
Yeah.
without the risk of going all in right away.
Smart.
It's like a test drive before you buy the car.
I love that analogy.
You know,
Yeah.
dipping your toes into the entrepreneurial waters
Right. Get a feel for it.
and seeing what works for you.
Exactly.
And it seems like this approach really helped Alex learn those fundamentals of business,
Like what kinds of things?
like managing clients, handling finances,
Right.
marketing his services.
Okay, yeah. Those are essential skills.
Yes.
For any entrepreneur, regardless of their industry.
For sure.
And starting as a contractor or freelancer, you get to develop these skills in a real-world setting.
Now, Tori's story was a bit different.
A little bit, yeah.
She didn't necessarily leverage existing skills in the same way.
Uh-huh.
It seems like she was more about spotting an opportunity and capitalizing on a trend.
It's a great observation.
Yeah.
Tori saw the rise of online marketplaces like eBay
Yeah.
and Facebook groups
Right.
and recognized the potential to build a business selling clothes.
Okay.
She was incredibly adaptable and willing to pivot as needed to meet the demands of her growing customer base.
So it's not always about having this predefined skill set.
Right.
Sometimes it's about being opportunistic,
Yes.
recognizing a trend,
Uh-huh.
having the hustle to make it work.
Totally. And I think both approaches are valid.
Yeah.
It really depends on your strengths, your
Yeah.
interests, your risk tolerance.
It's almost like there are multiple paths to the same destination.
It is.
What's important is finding the path that feels right for you.
Yeah, find what works for you.
Now, once you've chosen your path,
Okay.
how do you actually make it work?
Right.
Building a successful side hustle, even with the right idea,
Yeah.
takes a lot of time
It does.
and effort.
An effort for sure.
And I think that's where mindset comes in.
Okay.
Alex talks about the importance of being willing to start small
Yeah.
and learn as you go.
Uh-huh.
He points out that even some of the most successful entrepreneurs
Right.
didn't hit it big with their first venture.
Oh, interesting.
He actually uses the examples of Jeff Bezos,
Mark
Mark Zuckerberg,
Wow.
and even himself.
Huh.
Their early businesses were stepping stones,
Interesting.
providing valuable lessons and experience that led to their eventual successes.
It's a really good reminder that entrepreneurship is a journey.
Yes.
It's not a destination.
Not a destination.
Yeah.
And not being afraid to fail.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
failure is often an essential part of that learning process.
Right. It's about getting back up, dusting yourself off.
Yeah.
And using those experiences to make better decisions moving forward.
Alex also talks about the importance of managing risk,
Okay.
especially if you don't have a financial safety net
Right.
to fall back on.
Makes sense.
He emphasizes the need to be realistic about your expenses
Yeah.
and make strategic decisions to minimize your financial exposure. Remember, he chose to live with a gym buddy
Right.
and drastically cut his overhead
Yeah.
to free up resources for his business.
It's a really powerful example of how prioritizing your side hustle might require some sacrifices in your personal life.
And Tori's story demonstrates that as well.
Yeah.
She was working late nights after her corporate job,
Right.
even selling clothes from her car trunk
Wow.
to make her dream reality.
That's dedication.
It seems like both of them had that unwavering belief in their vision
Yeah.
and were willing to do whatever it took to make it happen.
And that unwavering belief, coupled with a willingness to put in the hard work.
Yes, is often what separates those successful entrepreneurs
Right.
from those who give up too soon.
Okay, so we've covered choosing the right side hustle,
Yeah.
managing risk,
Uh-huh.
embracing the entrepreneurial mindset.
It's all connected.
What else can we learn from these incredible journeys?
Well, we've only just scratched the surface.
I know there's so much more.
When we come back, we'll dive even deeper into the specific strategies.
Okay.
They used to validate their ideas, market their businesses, and ultimately turn their side hustles into their main gigs.
Sounds good. I'm ready. All right, so welcome back. We've been unpacking the incredible journeys of Alex Hormozy and Tori Gerbig,
Two amazing entrepreneurs.
two entrepreneurs who turn their side hustles into thriving businesses.
Yeah.
Now let's get tactical
Okay,
and talk about the specific strategies they use to make it happen.
let's do it.
One thing that really stands out to me
Yeah.
is their emphasis on validation.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't just assume their ideas were great.
Right.
They went out and tested them in the real world.
Yeah. They put in the work.
Yeah, we saw that with Alex's charity project
Yeah.
that morphed into his paid fitness program.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like a stealth market research project.
Totally. It allowed him to refine his offering and get feedback from real customers and build a base of early adopters
Right.
before officially launching his business.
Right. And Tori, even though she tapped into an existing trend,
Yeah.
still had to validate that her specific approach to selling clothes online
Right.
would resonate with customers.
And her success on eBay and Facebook groups before quitting her job speaks volumes.
So for anyone listening who's got a side hustle idea brewing,
Yeah.
the takeaway here is don't just assume it's going to work. Get out there and test it.
Test it, test it, test it.
Talk to potential customers.
Yes.
Get feedback on your prototypes.
Uh-huh.
Run small-scale experiments.
Love it.
Those early insights
So valuable.
can be invaluable.
Yeah.
Now, Alex also had some interesting advice about how to gain experience and build those essential business skills, even before you're ready to go full-time with your side hustle.
Okay. Tell me more.
He's a big advocate for starting as a contractor or freelancer.
Ah, I like that.
It's a way to get your feet wet,
Yeah.
learn the ropes of running a business,
Yeah.
and make valuable connections,
All while reducing your risk.
all while reducing your risk.
Yeah.
It's like an apprenticeship for entrepreneurship.
That's a great way to put it.
And it allows you to develop those crucial skills that you might not have had the opportunity to hone in a traditional job,
Like what kind of skills?
like sales, marketing, client management,
Oh, yeah. All that good stuff.
all that good stuff.
So important.
Skills that are transferable to any business you might start in the future.
I love it.
Now, Tori's path was a bit more about recognizing a trend and adapting quickly.
Totally. She didn't necessarily have years of experience to draw on,
Right.
but she had that entrepreneurial instinct.
Yeah. And that's a valuable skill in itself.
It really is.
Being able to spot opportunities, ride the wave of a trend, and pivot quickly.
You got to be able to move and shake.
That is essential in today's fast-paced business environment.
It is the name of the game.
So it's not just about having a brilliant idea, it's also about being able to execute, adapt, and iterate as you go.
Could not agree more.
And both of our entrepreneurs emphasize the importance of managing your resources wisely,
Right.
particularly your time and overhead.
So important.
Yeah, we heard about Alex's minimalist living situation
Yeah.
and Tori's late-night hustling after her day job.
All right.
They were both willing to make sacrifices
They were committed.
to free up resources for their businesses.
Yeah. And that's a common thread we see with a lot of successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to roll up their sleeves, put in the extra effort, and make tough choices to achieve their goals.
So what's the ultimate takeaway for our listener
Okay.
who's ready to turn their side hustle dream into a reality?
I think it's a combination of factors validate your idea. Gain experience, manage your resources wisely,
Yes.
but most importantly, have that unwavering belief in your vision and the dedication to see it through.
And remember, it's a journey, not a race.
Not a race.
There will be challenges, setbacks, and unexpected twists along the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Embrace the process. Learn from your experiences and never stop pushing forward.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We hope this deep dive has provided you with valuable insights and inspiration to take that next step towards your entrepreneurial goals.
That's what we're here for.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll be featuring your side hustle success story on a future episode.
That's the dream.
That's a wrap for today, folks.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Keep learning, keep hustling, and keep chasing those dreams.
We'll see you next time.
So that was today's episode of my Side Hustle Weekend podcast. For everyone listening, if you're ready to take action on what you learned today, here's where you can find more resources. First, head over to sidehustleweekend.com. I've put together detailed guides, templates, and case studies. And while you are there, don't miss out on my free newsletter, Side Hustle Weekend. If you found value in today's discussion, hit that like button and subscribe to join our Weekend Hustlers community. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our episodes where we break down more side hustle strategies. Check the description below for all the tools and resources we mentioned today. Remember, everyone's journey starts with a single step. Whether you're looking to make an extra $500 a month or build something bigger, start with what you learned today and take action. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll break down another practical way to grow your income. Keep hustling smarter, not harder.